How you doing there? Welcome back to Babylon Talmud. Today we're studying Daf Kuf Yud Aleph. No. That was yesterday's Daf. Daf Kuf Yud Beis. Daf 112 of Masechta BavaKama. Friends. In a sort of Facebook meta twist, my mom is blasting Babylon Talmud upstairs, so you might hear Babylon Talmud in the background of Babylon Talmud. Facebook meta. Where are we? Man. Alright. The Babylon Talmud intro is getting longer and longer every day. I've added a segment of in the words of Rabbi Yisrael, kvetching. There's a kvetching segment at the beginning of every daf. So it used to be, it's started with how you doing there? Welcome back. Friends. I think at one point there was we had our little slogan, win at life. And now there's a 2 minute kvetch about so whatever's going on and there's a 2 minute kvetch. You can just fast forward 2 minutes and you get to the beginning of the daf. But all right, I'll go upon him. So okay, now I get this. Alright, where are we? So I'll tell you, last night I was falling asleep when I was reviewing this daf. So I technically got to the first half last night, and then this morning I went over, and then when I wasn't falling asleep I finished up. So hopefully I know what I'm talking about for the first half. I think I should roughly know what I'm talking about. Let's go weiter. We're going to start off Kuf Yud Beis. Should I roll up my sleeves? Yeah, it's a good idea. 1 second. Alright, here we go. So Rav Ada bar Ahava Masni, Leho, the Romi bar Choma, Aho. Chavruka remind me what the Romi bar Choma said. What did Romi bar Choma say? So Romi bar Choma had said, ho, ha-para-para-pa. Romi bar Choma had, ba-da-ba-da-da-da. So our Mishnah had said that a fellow who steals that business and gives it to the kids, so the kids do not need to pay it back. So Rabbi BavaKama wanted to say that this Betzim says that Rishus Yorish Rishus Lokeach Domi. I push it here, Babylon Talmud in the background. What's interesting is that my mom's listening at double speed, so you can hear Babylon Talmud on double speed in the background of Babylon Talmud in single speed. It's like Facebook. It's like next level Facebook meta, in order of magnitude Facebook meta. I'll go upon him. So but I have my noise cancelling headphones, so we should be alright. I just have to Yankee the Zaret. So where am I? So Rav Ada bar Ahava, no, Rav BavaKama. It's kind of driving me nuts, the shtickle. I'll go upon him. So Rav BavaKama had said that what did he say? That Rishus Yorish Rishus Lokeach Domi. That be'etzem, if there was Yeush plus the father gave it to the kids, so Yeush and Shinu Rishus, and therefore they don't have to return it. Rava had disagreed and said nisht that Rishus Yorish is lav Rishus Lokeach, and be'etzem you just have Yeush be'etzem, and it's not enough. So then how come they don't have to return it? Because they ate it. Okay, so now, Rav Ada bar Ahava Masni Leho Rav BavaKama Aho. So Rav Ada bar Ahava teaches the statement of Rav BavaKama on the following: Mos shel ribis. If their father left them interest, money of interest, right? So the father had lent money with interest, and he got paid back interest, and then he bequeathed that interested money to the kids, to his heirs. Even though the kids know that this is ribis money, that it is interest money, they do not need to return it. So this teaches that the domain of the heirs is like the domain of a lokeach, And I guess that there was like Yehush and Shinoi Rishus. I guess that's the point. So okay, yeah, we're gonna learn it. Masechta Bava Metzia. We're gonna learn about ribis, about interest. I assume that's in the parak Eze Huneshech. Cheve, I'll tell you, I'm still nervous about it. It's probably going to be a very complicated sugya. But alright, what do you want me to tell you? We're going to go weiter, just like we're about to go weiter now. V'shayni ocha, where am I? No, where am I? To which Rave argues, that the rishus of the yeresh, of the heirs, is not like the rishus of the lekeach. Okay, so if that's the case, then why can they keep the money? V'shayni ocha, it's different over here, the Amarka, because the pasuk Pashat says, Al tikach me'ito neshech v'sarbis, do not take from a fellow interest. And then the pasuk continues. I'm reading the pasuk now. It says, that your brother shall live with you. Return the interest. That return the interest so that you can all live together like Shevesachim Gam Yochad. That all the people should be friends. So return the interest so that everybody can get along real good. Lidide ko mahader le rachmone levei lo. I'm sorry. Lidide ko mizar le rachmone levei loy mizar le rachmone. That it says, I guess, okay, Atika, I guess it's referring to you, that you should return it, and then your friend will live tzazamen with you, and all that. It's, I guess, centered around the person who lent with the interest, not necessarily his kids. Alright. So now there's let's see if I remember this. So the Gemara says one thing, but I think you're supposed to, Rashi and the Agos Abach does a whole job over here. He kind of flips things around. Let's see if I could remember how this works. So Agos Abach, you got to read it with Agos Abach, at least I'm going to. That it's so one thing in the Agos Abach which says you can just skip all this. That's obviously the easiest way to do it. But let's say, what if we don't skip all of it? You still have to like flip everything around. It's all backwards. So I'm reading like the Agos Abach. So Mando Masne Amasnisin. So the one who says that the machlok is between Rave and BavaKama is on the Mishnah. Kol shekain abraise. So then, meaning in the Mishnah where Rava says that it's talking about where the kids, consumed what the father stole, and still, or I think, the Mishnah we had said was talking about, right. So you could say, I think that where they consumed it, right, and therefore it was consumed, and therefore he doesn't need to return it, and BavaKama argues over there and says that even if it's right, he says even if it wasn't consumed. So then kol sheken abraise, certainly on the braisa by the ribis, where we're not talking about consuming anything. Umando masnila abraise, but the one who says the machlokas is on the braisa of al masnisin Rami BavaKama kirava masnila. But on our Mishnah, he would agree with Rava that it's talking about where they consumed it. Okay, fine. Let's go right to Tanarabon. The rabbi said, "Hagoizel umaychil is bonov." All right, so a fellow steals and he feeds it to his kids. Ptuin milashalim, they don't need to pay it back. And yechlifneim, if he left it for them, gedolim chayovim l'shalim, the adults would have to return it. Ktanim ptuin milashalim, the minors would not have to return it. Vim amru gedolim ein anu yodin cheshboinis shechoshev avinu imoch. But if the adults say, "Hey, we don't know," meaning, so the father had stolen from a guy, okay, and then he gave it to his kids, and he's dead now, and we're saying that the adults have to return it to the guy. But if the adult kids say, "Hey guy, I don't really know my father's dealings with you, like for all we know, he may have paid you back." So pturin, so then they are pturin mishu, period. Then they're pturin, they don't have to pay the guy back. Mishum da amre in anu yodin piturim. What, just because we say, "Hey, for all we know, our father might have actually paid you back," therefore they're off the hook because of maybe he did? What we know for sure is that there's a stolen object and they have it. I don't know, maybe he paid it back, maybe he didn't. Rava says, Rava achikam, this is what it's saying. Gedolim sha'amu, If the adult kid said, Yodim anu cheshboinish shechoshav avinu imach, that no, we know of the dealings that our father had with you, and you have been paid back, buddy. Velo posh loch gabi velomidi, and my father does not owe you anything. Scram, skedaddle, peturin, they don't need a payback. Tanidach, we have a different price. Gozel maichil as bonov, a fellow steals and he's maichil to his kids. Peturin milashalim, so they don't need to pay back the victim. Hiniach lifneim. Now, if he left the thing for the kids, vachalum, and then they consumed it. I think probably after he's gestorben. Ben gedol and ben ketanim chayovin l'shalim. Whether they are adults, whether they are kids, they must pay back the. They have to pay it back. Ketanimi mechayve lo ye'ela de'azik azuke. Why should the minors have to pay it back? Shouldn't it? Right? We learned after all that a minor who damages, he is potter. Right? Right. We said that. Right there, by a minor is an example of somebody who's pigioson is raw. That you got to be careful around them, because if you damage them, you're chayiv, but if they damage you, they're peturin. So why would ketanim be chayiv when they consume this item? I mean, it should just be considered like they cause damage, and they're peturin if they cause damage. No, if he left it for them and they still have not consumed it, then ben gidol and ben ketanim chayovin. Whether they are adults, whether they are minors, they are chayovin in that case if it has not been consumed. What's going on up there? I wonder who's talking. Al koponim. I have my noise cancelling headphones and everything is under control. I'm shtickle tired. I'm really tired this week. I've been like, my sleep schedule's been a shtickle funny. I'll tell you, it's not that funny. Okay. What time is it? Okay. Man, I'm still tired. Oh, man. All right. Let's go weiter. Okay. Where are we? Amar Rav, it says, Rabbi Niach loim aviem poreshula. Okay. So if their father left for them a borrowed cow, mishtamshin ba koi meshelasa. So the kids can use it for the duration of the borrowment, right? So the father had borrowed a cow for a month. The father died after a week, so the kids can still, can continue the borrowship for another until it's over. So we said a month. He died after a week, so for the duration of the month. Meisa ein chayvim ba'on sale. And if the cow, what should we call the cow? Cowford? Cowford. Cowford. I think Cowford's is a good name for a cow. I mean, the obvious name for a cow is like Bessie or something, but it doesn't work for me. Cowford the cow. I think that's a great name. It's a beautiful name for a cow. Cowford. Okay. So Mason Chayim Bonsea. If Cowford dies, that's a very beautiful cow name. Cowford. Very beautiful. So Mason Chayim Bonsea. So if Cowford dies, they don't have to pay for the onsen. So even though in general a shoyl needs to pay for onsen, Taka, I was at the office the other day. You ready? I was at the office the other day, and some guy comes into my office, and he asked if he could borrow a chair. So I got it all, I said, oh, wait, can you borrow a chair? I was like, wait a second. I know about borrowing chairs. You are a shoyl. You're going to be chayiv ba'onsen. And then we got into the whole, it depends if you cause damage by way of using it, then maybe not. It was very nice. Now that we're learning BavaKama, I can, you can't just borrow something from me anymore. We have to go through the whole sugya. Sorry, people. Yeah, right. The days of just lending, of just borrowing things is over. We have to, go through the sugya first. Baruch Hashem. Let's go weiter. So ein chayavim ba'onsel. So if Kalfur dies, so then the kids don't need to pay for onsin, because even though a shoyl is chayav ba'onsin, but they're not the borrowers, so they're off the hook. So they can continue using it till the borrowment is over, and then that's it. If it dies, then they're betun. Kisvurim shel aviyami v'tavchua. If they thought that that Kalfur belonged to their father, that Kalfur was their father's cow, v'tavchua, and they slaughtered it v'chalu, and they ate it, mishalmin d'mei basar b'zol, they pay basically the value of inexpensive meat, right? So even if Kalfur was mamish, it was mamish the spitz of the cows, nonetheless you just pay kind of cheap value. All right. Rashi said things like 2/3 of value or something. Okay. If their father had left for them property, well, then they have to pay. So the shaila is, there are those who say that this final statement about if there was achrayis nechosim, that if there's karke, so then they should pay back. Some say it's talking about the reisha, meaning when Kalfur dies on its own. Those who talk about the seifa if they slaughtered and ate Kalfur. So vika the masni la seifa. Okay, man the masni la reisha. So the opinion who says that paying from the property is when Kalfur dies on his own. Well, then kol sheken aseifa, certainly when they slaughter Kalfur, they should have to pay from the property. And that argues on a puppet. We'll get to a puppet in a second. And then the opinion who says that they have to pay from the property when they slaughter Kalfur, avol areisha lo, but not for the reisha when Kalfur died on its own, they wouldn't have to pay from the property. And this is like Rav Papa, right? Okay. Rav Papa says, Rav Papa, I said, par gnuva loy. Okay, if a fellow stole a cow before Shabbos, v'tovcha b'Shabbos, and then he slaughtered it on Shabbos, chayav, so he's going to be chayav misa for Chilul Shabbos, that he slaughtered on Shabbos. Shekvar chayav b'gneva, Kodem sheyavo lidei iser Shabbos, because he was chayiv, right? The chiyuv gneva was when he stole the cow before Shabbos, and now on Shabbos he's slaughtering the cow, so he's chayiv for tvicha on Shabbos. So para shulalo, if the cow was borrowed to him, v'tovcha b'Shabbos, and then he slaughtered it on Shabbos, potter. So then he's potter, because the she'ela doesn't make it his or anything beforehand. She'isur Shabbos v'isur Geneva boin ke'echad, because when he slaughters it on Shabbos, that would be the Maisa Geneva as well. And since he's chayav for tvicha, wait, what? I don't know. Wait, what? Wait, what? What? Who? What? 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 I think I just didn't explain it right, but I'll explain it right now. It's not a big deal. Therefore, when he slaughters it on Shabbos, he's going to be chayiv for the geneva and the tvicha at the same time. Since he's going to be chayiv for the tvicha, he's going to be chayiv skila for slaughtering on Shabbos, so he's going to be potter for the geneva. Now, so let's just go over this again. So if he steals it before Shabbos, he's chayiv for the geneva. He has to pay, for the geneva. And then on Shabbos he slaughters it. So then he's oichet going to be chayiv misa for the melach on Shabbos. So he's going to be chayiv misa, and he's also going to have to pay for the geneva from before Shabbos. But if he borrowed it before Shabbos, and then on Shabbos he slaughters it, so then the ma'aseh geneva and the tvicha are both happening at the same time on Shabbos, and therefore he's going to be chayiv misa, and he's going to be potter from paying for the geneva, because kamle b'derab mine. So I think the point is that the Papa says that we don't say that from the time of the she'ela, from before Shabbos, it was already being chayiv for the keren. No, we say everything happens at the time of the tvicha, and that's the time of the gzela, so there's nothing from before, and therefore Papa, I guess, would also say that when it comes to the she'ela, if it right, the she'ela alone, right, the father then died, and then the kids got it, and then the animal died, they're completely off the hook. There would be nothing to pay for in that case. I think that's the point. And also when it comes to just an addendum, this is totally not smooth. When Puppet says that if he stole it before Shabbos and then sold it on Shabbos, he would be chayiv not just kefa, but also dal v'hei, because they're separate things. Wow. I feel like I kind of like butchered that a shtickle. No pun intended. It says that he has to return the theft. Why does it say that he thefted? Right? Why not just say, and you return the theft? You return it like you stole it. Therefore they say, if he stole it and fed it to his kids, then they're pturin from paying. If he left it for them, well then ben gedolim ben ketanim chayovin, then whether they're adults or minors, they must return it if it's still in the same, it's just still there. Mishum sumchis amu gedolim chayovin ketanim pturin. From sumchis they say only the adults would have to pay it back, but the minors would not. By chamua de Reb Yirmiyah Torik Gale Bar Chamua de Reb Yirmiyah Torik Gale Baipe de Reb Yirmiyah. So Be'etzem, Reb Yirmiyah's father-in-law went to Wellwood. He passed away. Now Reb Yirmiyah had purchased a property of his father-in-law. Now his brother-in-law is Be'etzem, who was a Katan, I believe. His brother-in-law was Be'etzem keeping him out of the house. He wasn't allowing Reb Yirmiyah to come in, right? Meaning Reb Yirmiyah purchased the house, it's his, or so he claims, and his brother-in-law is keeping him out because he doesn't want him in. Also, the time of Reb Ovin, so Reb Yirmiyah came to Reb Ovin, Omerle Shelo Hu Toveya, and Reb Ovin was not very what's the word? Was not very sensitive, the word? I feel like not, but was not very I don't know. Reb Ovin says to Reb Yirmiyah, sorry bro, it's the brother-in-law, it's his. He inherited it from his father. But 1 second, I'll bring witnesses to prove that it was mine already from when his father was still alive, from my father-in-law was still alive. To which Reb Ovin says, yeah, but we don't accept a testimony not in the presence of the other litigant, right? Meaning, if you're going to present this testimony that it's your house, you're going to have to present it in front of, right, your baldin, the defendant is going to have to be there. Now, in this case, the defendant is a minor. The minor doesn't count. So you can't present your case because there's no defendant to present it before. Vilo, but wait, what? V'akatani, ben gedolim, ben ketanim, chayovin. But to which Rabbi Yirmiyah says, what do you mean? But the Brisa says that if a father he stole and left stuff for his kids, they have to return it even if they're ketanim. So clearly, we don't just say, yeah, but you can't get it back because you can't, because there's no litigant to come in front of. Clearly, even if the other side is a cotton, you can make your claim. So Omar Lei, Sir Reb Ovin says, Hari machlokes sumchus betzidach, to which Rabbi Yirmiyah says, to which Reb Ovin says, yeah, but sumchus says that ketanim would not have to pay it back. Omar, Rabbi Yirmiyah says, Ichbo kuli almo v'koi kisumchis lavkuan ledidi. And Rabbi Yirmiyah was very, very annoyed by that, and he says, that makes no sense. Everyone's all suddenly passing like sumchis just so that I can't get what is rightfully mine. Adochi galgul milsa also umotu l'kamido babo. So the case kind of made its way to the great Rababo. Omar, Rababo says, Lo shmiya lechu, did you not hear Had Rav Yosef bar Chome, that which Rav Yosef bar Chome says, Omer Rabbi Yishaya, Omer Yosef Bar Chome, Omer Rabbi Yishaya, Tinok shetokav be'avodo v'yored l'soch stei chavero v'omer shelihu. If you have a tinok, a young fellow, who takes his avodim and he goes and he takes over a field and he says it's mine. Ein omrim namtin ad sheyagdil. We don't say, okay, well, what can we do? He's a minor. We can't take him to court, so let's just wait until he becomes an adult and then we'll start figuring out what happened. Ela motziin miyado miyad. Rather, no, what we do is we say, hey, little guy, leave. Uchsheyagdil, and when he becomes an adult, yavi edim, let him bring witnesses, v'nira, and we'll see what happens then. So it sounds like we would kick out the minor. So here also, it sounds like Rabbi Yirmiyah would be able to claim the house and say to his brother-in-law, scram, skedaddle, get lost. Midami, but wait, those two cases are not comparable. Hosamhu demafkinon mine delo kaima le chazaka de'avu aval hocha de'isle chazaka de'avu elo. To which the Gemara says, wait, hold your horses over there. When it comes to the kid who takes over this field with his avodim, and we say get lost, because what gives? Like what makes us think that he would be able to just take over this field like that? As opposed to this scenario where we're talking about Rabbi Yirmiyah's father-in-law's property, so naturally his brother-in-law would inherit that property. So in this case, there's actually reason to say that it actually should rightfully belong to the brother-in-law. Therefore, it's not obvious that we can just say, scram, skedaddle, get lost. Alright, so I think that the next part of this, I think that till the end of the daf, I think is not that difficult, I think. What do you say that we try to get to the Mishnah and daf kufyud gimel amud aleph, halfway through the amud and daf kufyud gimel amud aleph? What do you say? You say it's a good idea? Should we do it? I think we should try to do it. Okay. But I think the rest of the daf is like pretty, I think it moves. Alright, where am I? Omer Rav Ashi says, Rav Ashi, Omer Reb Shabtai mekabel edim shelo bifnei baldin. Says Rav Ashi, Omer Reb Shabtai, that we can receive testimony not in front, right, without the, well, how should we use this in ways that will, we could just like use words. We can accept in front of like, well, how about this? The prosecutor and the defender? Yeah, I think that that'll work, right? So how do we know, right? Mekablin, right? Where am I? Omer Vasher, Omer B'Shata, Mekablin Edim. We can accept. We can listen to the testimony of the prosecutor's witnesses, Shelo b'fnei baldin, even if the defendant is not there. Toibar b'Yechanon, Mekablin Edim, Shelo b'fnei baldin. Can we, in fact, accept the testimony of the prosecutor? Without, we're not in the presence of the defendant. Where am I? Kibla mine Reb Yosef Reb Chanina kigon shehaya hu chole. Well, it could be talking about a scenario where the plaintiff, that's better than the prosecutor, where the plaintiff was, deathly ill. Oh, Edav cholim, or his witnesses were, and he wanted to make sure that this gets sorted, before Wellwood beckons. Or his witnesses wanted to go travel someplace. Where do you think they were going? Where do you think they were going? To London? You think they wanted to travel to London? And where am I? And they sent to the defendant and they said, hey, defendant guy, this is going down. And he didn't come. So the testimony goes on. Reviewed says name Shmuel. We can accept, okay, testimony of the plaintiff, even if the defendant is not there. Says Shmuel, that it was explained to me the position of Shmuel Kigon, the paschule bedine. Well, for example, if they had already, started with the case, and they sent to the defendant, and he didn't come. But if they had not yet started the case, so Motzi Omar Lei, so then the defendant can say, Honor the Bezdin Agadol, Azilna, wait, I want to go to a greater court, not this local, small-time court. I want to go to a more serious, bigger court. If that's the case, but can't he say the same thing even once they already start the case? Like, wait, no, I don't want to come. I want this to go to a bigger court. Well, it's talking about where the plaintiff has a document from the bigger court saying, hey, adjudicate in the little court. Omer Rab says Rab Mekaymenis Ashtar Shelo B'fnei Baldin says Rab that we can be Mekayim Ashtar even if the defendant is not there. So, for example, Shimon, what's going on out there? I don't know. I think maybe somebody's talking. Who said they could talk? I see a baby stroller. This is not good. And lots of people. Oh no, lots of people. Ooh, the door's opening. Okay. All right. Oh no. What do I do? I don't know. I'm going to pause the video. Alright, what can I do? The show must go on. Alright, weiter. So, you can be... okay, fine. So let's say Shimon lent Reuven $1,000. Okay. Now, Shimon has a document that says that he's owed $1,000. Now, the document has witnesses that are signed on it, Levi and Yehuda, and they want to go travel to London. So Shimon says, wait, Levi and Yehuda, you're traveling to London. One second. I'm going to have to collect this loan. And, if I'm going to have to prove that my document is valid, you're going to be in London. So what they do is, Shimon takes Levi and Yehuda with him to Bezdin. And Bezdin says, Levi and Yehuda, that's your signatures. Yeah, okay, fine. And then Bezdin writes an addendum to the document that says, okay, this is trustworthy. It's like early methods of encryption. And where am I? So that's what happens. And we're saying that Shimon, Levi, and Yehuda can do this in Bezdin even without Ruvain there. Shimon can be Mekayim the Shtar even if Ruvain is not there. Whereas Rabbi Yechanan says Nisht. You cannot be Mekayim, Shimon cannot be Mekayim the Shtar without Ruvain over there. Amalei Riv Sheishes Lirib Yesi Barabo Asber Lochtaime. Rabbi Yechanan, I will explain to you why Rabbi Yechanan says that. Because the pasuk says V'huad b'volav v'loyish merenu Amriteri Yovi Bala Shor V'Yamad Al Sheri. It says by a shore. What does it say? V'im shor nagachu. Yeah, if V'hu b'volav v'loyish merenu v'hemes isho isha Shor Yisok V'Gam. Okay, so it's talking about a shore that kills a person, and it says V'huad b'volav v'loyish merenu, that the owner of the shore has to be there. Right? So Mator Yovo Balashor V'Yamad Al Shor, that the Balashor must be present. So you're also Ruvain, who's responsible for the paying back the loan, right? The borrower, he needs to be present. Omar Ravi says Ravi also Mekayim es Ashtar Sheloi Bifnei Baldin. Ravi says the halacha is, drum roll please, that you can be Mekayim Ashtar, Shimon can be Mekayim the Shtar even if Ruvain is not over there. Ve'afilu Oymir V'Tzavach. And not only that, even if Reuven is standing there and stomping his feet and yelling and screaming and saying, this is a fraud, it's a fallacy, I never borrowed $1,000, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't know nothing, I'm going to prove that you're a bunch of crooks. V'omar nikituli zimno adamai sina saide umirayna le l'shtore. And if Reuven says, can you give me a little time, I'm going to prove wrong this egregious, this chutzpahdik claim. Naktinan lei. So we say, okay, sure. He also, if he comes with with his testimony to invalidate the document, so givaldik. Iloasa, if he doesn't come, natrinan lei behab. We give him Monday, Thursday, Monday, beis hey beis, Yom Sheni, Yom Chamishi, Yom Sheni. We give him 8 days, right? Monday, Thursday, Monday. Also, if he then doesn't come to disprove the document, so Kosvinon Psicho Ilove, so then we write a document of excommunication. I guess like some kind of like sanctions. We sanction him, and now I guess nobody can do business with him or anything like that. We freeze his accounts maybe. Tishin Yomen for 90 days. For the first 30 days of the 90 days, we do not go into Reuven's property and just take stuff, because the Amor Kotorach Bezuze Venezuf. Because I'll say, wait, let's give him 30 days because maybe he's trying to get the maybe he's trying to get some money, to borrow some money to pay back with. So let's take it easy on him. Mitzioi for the next 30 days, Namilo. Nachtinon le. So we also don't go and chap his property. De Omar Dilma lo ashkach lemezov v'kotorach umezabin. We say, well, maybe he wasn't able to borrow any money, so maybe he's trying to sell off some assets in order to pay it back. So for those 30 days, we also do not go and collect from stuff because we figure he's working on it. Basroi nami, and also the last 30 days, of the 90 days, days 61 through 90, we don't go and take stuff from his property. The Omar, because we figure maybe he did find somebody to purchase his assets, but the purchaser himself is trying to come up with the money. So let's give another 30 days. Also, if after 90 days he has not come, well then we basically write a document of seizure and we can chap his property. That's so long as he says, I'm coming back to Bezdin. Omar lo asino, but if he says, forget you, I'm out of here, I'm not coming back, I'm not listening. La'alter kosvinon, will then immediately we write this document of seizure. Ve'hane mile b'milve, this is specifically by a loan. When it comes to a deposit, right? If somebody left something, if Shimon left something with Reuven to watch, and he was supposed to just leave it there and not do anything with it, well then the alter kosvinon, immediately we write a document of seizure if he doesn't give it back. There's no excuse. And when we write this document of seizure, we write it only for property, not for movable things. No, not for movable objects. Dilma shomit ve'ochil lehu. Because if we write this document of seizure for movable objects, so Shimon, the lender, then collects movable objects, maybe he will consume those movable objects. And then when Reuven does finally come back and prove that Shimon's document is false, and he wants to now get back his metaltalin, lo mashkach midi lemigba, well, there might not be any metaltalin left because maybe Shimon consumed them. So therefore, we only seize property, not metaltalin. Vim isle mikar koe lemalve kosvinin. But actually, if Shimon has his own property, so that, meaning if Shimon consumes Reuven's metaltalin, movable property, and now Shimon has his own property, so that if he consumes, I don't know what I just said, if Shimon seizes Reuven's movable property, movable stuff, and then if Shimon consumes those movable stuff, but if Shimon has his own property that the movable stuff can be paid back from his property, then that's fine. Velohi, but that's actually not true. Adarto ametaltale lo kosvinon afalgav de isle mikar koe. That actually, in practice, even if Shimon does have property, we still do not write a document of seizure for Reuven's metaltalin, because chayshinan's shema tachsif. What if the property goes down in value and he consumed the metaltalin and his property is now no good? So Reuven's gonna, if Reuven does manage to disprove Shimon's document, he won't be able to get his metaltalin back. Okay. And when we write this document of seizure, moda'inon le, we let Reuven know. V'hanimile de mikariv, that's as long as Reuven is nearby. Aval mirachik lo. But not if he is far away. If he's far away, so then I guess we wouldn't be able to let him know, and that would be a Like we have to be able to let him know, so that's as long as he's close by. V'mirachik, if he's far away, v'ika krovim, but there are relatives close by. Inami ika shayarta da'azli v'asu hasam, or there are caravans. There are flights. There are ways to get and communicate it to him when he's far away. So then mashinon le trese yarcheshata, we wait 12 months. Ad azla v'asi, I guess to give time for people to like travel and let him know. V'asi shayarta, okay, I guess to give time for people to like let him know and then come back and stuff. Okay. Kihada Ravina, it's like Ravina Shaha L'Mar'acha Trese Archeshata. Ravina waited for Mar'acha for a year, for 12 months. Ad Azla V'Asya Shayartim Bechozai, the amount of time that it took for a caravan to go and return from Chozai, I guess. Velohi, but that's not actually the case. Inish Alima Hava, in the case of Ravina, it's because the plaintiff was not a very friendly guy. He was a mean guy, and we were concerned that if this mean bully kind of fellow would have gotten a document of seizure, he would have never given it up. So therefore, that's why we gave 12 months in order to figure this out. But in a general case, lo natrinon lei, we wouldn't wait 12 months. You can send the messenger on Tuesday, for him to be able to come back on Wednesday, and then already on Thursday we would be able to, seize that property. I guess that would be considered enough. All right. Ravina says, Ravina, Hai shlucha dirabonon me'emninon lei kivei trei, that a messenger of the court, we trust him like two witnesses. That I guess if you send him to deliver a thing that gets delivered to a summons, so we could trust him. I think that he delivered it. We can only trust him with regard to like excommunicating, that if the guy doesn't come to court, so we can excommunicate him. But for writing the document, the bill of excommunication, since the guy who's in contempt of court is going to have to pay for the document. So the kaboy le lemesav le what Kevin the mamona kamachasel the kaboy le lemesav le zuze le saferlo, that we wouldn't trust the court appointed guy to say that he delivered the message and that the other guy's in contempt of court. We would only trust that with regard to, I guess, excommunicating him, but not for writing the document of excommunication, because that somebody's gonna have to pay for that. So that's already higher stakes. Omar Ravina, says Ravina, Zimno apuma deitza v'apuma deshiveve, that we can trust a woman or neighbors to deliver the message to a person that they need to show up in court. That's so long as the guy is not in the same town as the court right now. But if the guy is in the same town as the court, then this would not apply. We would say Amar, that the woman or the neighbor would say lo amru. Wait, what? Amar lo amru le, that they didn't tell the guy, the Amri, because they figured ashkachinu shlicha de bezdin, because if there's a court in the same town that the guy is in, then they might figure, oh, we're not going to tell him because he probably, the court probably ended up telling him themselves. Ve'amar le. Ve'amar in ella to l'cholif above the bedina, that also is so long as the guy doesn't pass by the court. Aval cholif above the bedina, but if he does pass by the court, then we would not rely upon them, because Amri Ashkechua Beidino ve'Amrle, because again we would just figure that Bezdin probably found him and told him. We don't need to tell him. V'lo Amar and Ella de Osi Biyome, and that's also so long as he's going to be coming back that day, so that the neighbors or the women will see him. Avalo Osi Biyome, but if he's not coming back that day, then no Ema Ishtaluye Ishtali, because we have to be concerned that maybe they forgot. Rava says, Rava, Aiman dichsiv ole psicha adulo osi ledino. if a document was written, this bill of excommunication was written about somebody because he didn't come to Bezdin, so then we don't tear it up until he comes to Bezdin. And if we wrote up this document because he's not listening to the verdict, well then we don't tear it up until he listens. Flohi, that's not actually technically true. Once he says that he's going to listen, that's enough, and we can tear it up. Rav Chizda says, Rav Chizda kovim zman sheni v'achmishi v'sheni. Says Rav Chizda that we give time. If we say to a person, hey, you got to show up in court, we give him Monday, Thursday, and Monday to show up. Zimna, where am I? Sheni v'achmishi v'sheni, zimna v'zimna basa zimna. Okay, Monday, Thursday, Monday. V'lamacher kasvinon, and then on Tuesday, that following Tuesday, we then write this bill of excommunication. Rav Asi ikla be'Rav Kahana. Rav Asi visited Rav Kahana to the court of Rav Kahana. Chozahi, it's the Azmana Ladina, and he saw that there was a woman that Rav Kahana had said, hey, you have to come to court. Bifanya, and he wrote, this summons was sent at night. Vitzafra, and already the following morning, just a few hours later, Kosiv Allah Psicha, he already was writing a bill of excommunication. Omar Lei, Rav Asi says to Rav Kahana, wait, Lo Savar Lamar, Rav Chizda, don't you hold of Rav Chizda Koven's man Sheni v'achmishi v'sheni, that you give 8 days, you give proper time, not just tell her in the afternoon and already the next morning you're excommunicating. Omar Rav Kahana responds, Hanamile Gavra. Now when we give Monday, Thursday, Monday, that's for a fellow. The honest v'leisei b'maso, because he's traveling, he's on business, he's not around. Aval itza came the isei b'maso v'lo asya mayredesi. But the fella, she's around, she's not going nowhere, so she should come, and if she's not coming, then she's in contempt of the court, and she must be excommunicated. We do not summons people not in Nisan nor in Tishrei, because people are busy with the festivals. Lo b'maile Yom Tava v'lo b'maile Shabsa, nor on Erev Yom Tif, nor on Erev Shabbos, because people are busy recording Babylon Talmud, maybe preparing a Suda, who knows? Aval minisin levaser Yomei Nisan, but we can give a summons during Nisan for after Nisan, Uvyom Tishrei levaser Tishrei, and during Tishrei for after Tishrei. Kavinon, where am I? Kavinon. Okay. Mimaile Shabsa levaser Maile Shabsa lo Kavinon. But for to give somebody a summons, to deliver a summons on Friday for sometime the following week, we don't do that. My time Alkom David say the Shabbos Torah, because he's busy preparing for Shabbos. He's busy preparing for Shabbos, and he's not paying attention. He's not going to realize that he just received a summons. Rav Nachman says, Rav Nachman le'avinan zimna lo levnei kala b'chalav lo levnei rigla b'rigla ho ho. We do not give a summons to the people at the kala or at the rigla. The kala is that every Shabbos there would be a shir, so we don't want that people come to they come to the shir to learn epis and they leave with a summons. Then they're going to stop coming to the shir. Or the same thing 30 days before the festivals, they would give drushes regarding the halachos of the festivals. So again, we don't want somebody to come for a shir and to leave with a summons. Ki avu asu lekame de Rav Nachman, and when Rav Nachman would come to give a shir, and the people would say, "Hey, can you do me a favor and give somebody a summons?" Amalu, he says, "What did we get everybody gathered over here just so that you can give summonses to people? No way, no how. People came here to learn Torah, so get lost." But nowadays the people are a little sneaky. So then when we find them and we can give them a summons, just give them the summons, because what the heck? Someone just yelled. Oh, they're leaving. Okay, who's that? Okay, the people are leaving. Oh, there was the door. All right, the people are leaving. Okay, all right, very nice. Okie dokie. All right. Well, we're almost done over here. Im oya davishesh b'achrayis is chayav l'shalem. So we said in the Mishnah that if it's something that has achrayis, then they need to pay. Masni le Rabbi Reb Shimon Brace. Rabbi taught his son Reb Shimon lo davar sheish ba'achrayis achrayis mamish doesn't mean literally like property. Afilu parav v'choresh ba chamer mechamer acharev, even a cow that the kids would plow with, or a donkey that they would walk around with, chayav and lahachzir, that would have to be returned, mipnei vodavian, out of the honor of their father, that, if they're walking around town with this donkey, everyone's going to say, oh yeah, that's the donkey that their father stole, it's not mechubad for their dead father, so therefore they should return that as well. By minei Rav Kahana mirab, Rav Kahana asks Rav, mito meisev aleh, shulchan v'oichel alav mau, what if the father had stolen a bed? I think there might be also a reference, meaning we're talking about a bed and a table. It might be also a reference to like the fact that they used to eat, we sleep on beds. There's maybe it's some kind of couch that they would sit on. So if it's recognizable that it belongs to that other person, would they have to return that? Omar lo, Rav says to Rav Kana, tin l'chochem v'yachkam od, give to a wise fellow and will become even wiser. Yes, b'diuk, they would have to return that as well. That was the Kuf Yud Beis of Masechta BavaKama. Hope you enjoy. Peace out.